thing! This is one of 2 unfinished videos that I never decided to, well, finish. And just to let you know, it does not reflect the branding or the style of the channel right now, but I didn't want to leave them unfinished, so I'm deciding to upload them here. And you may or may not be able to enjoy it. If you're expecting a bunch of silly, quirky editing like most of my videos, do not, because this is kind of a video I was trying to get out pretty fast. That's just me straight up explaining my thoughts on a movie, so don't expect so much funny shit, because you probably won't get it. And some of the memes will feel like they're from different time periods as well, so I'm going to sound different in certain parts. Sorry about that. Pretty much what I'm saying is, don't bully me! Also, yes, I know I'm like 5 months late to the party. Shut up!
If you don't know how to floss, you'll be lost without me.
Hey there, how do you do? Okay. Yeah, so, Derek Komar is back. Now, I know you've all been waiting for this. I'm truly one of the greatest YouTubers to ever grace this fucking website. But, you know, it's a short-lived return, I gotta say. And I'm truly sorry about that. But, you know, I thought after being gone for a year and inherently losing all my viewership probably because of it, you know, for the 40 viewers I was getting, and a few of those were probably just me watching it over and over again, I thought I'd make a nice return, you know? It's a great thing to come back from after Among Us, which did not get a lot of views despite covering one of the biggest trends at that time. So, I don't know how a Sonic video is going to do, but you know, I'm sure it'll do something. So this video is not really scripted. I just kind of have bullet points and that's about it. So, hopefully I'll say things that matter, but I think I'll say things that matter, you know? It really comes down to the arts, you know? Of course, and when we're talking about art, I think I'd really like to bring up Sonic in particular, because Sonic is the artist of the arts. Sonic's a weird thing to come back with, I gotta say, but, you know, I just watched the second movie. I just watched it. I thought it was okay. I thought Sonic was cool. I thought Sonic was pretty awesome. So I thought I'd come right back in with Sonic the Hedgehog number 2. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Sorry, I didn't know how to start the video, because no one knows how to do that. I'm gonna act like I'm quirky because I don't know how to start a video, but to tell you the truth, I hear every YouTuber say they don't know how to start videos. So what I'm saying is not special at all, and I'm really making. I'm sorry, I'm making this like last really long. I'm gonna move on right now. Okay, so just for like a little background, let's talk about the Sonic movie. Yeah. So the first movie, that was an idea for a long time. I think the first idea for like a Sonic movie was picked up by Sony like in like 2014 or whatever. And they kind of were just trying a few things of what they want to do until they just trashed it entirely because they didn't really know what they want to do with it. Then that's probably for the better because Sony probably would have made it really bad. Like, my god, does Sony suck at these kind of movies. But, really, it seems like Paramount did not agree with that. Paramount saw quite a bit of faith in the idea of a Sonic movie, in fact. So, what ended up happening is that they picked it up. And they just started making exactly what Sony was probably going to make, except a lot lighter, a lot less dark. Because apparently Sony was going to do that. I don't know if they were going to make the Transformers movie of a blue talking hedgehog, but whatever you want to do, Sony, whatever you want to do. So they did that. They start making their movie. They had like basic movie tropes or whatever. But then they came to Sonic himself, and they had no idea what they wanted to make Sonic look like, because this is in the real world. This is one of those movies, and you know, Sonic just being Sonic would look really out of place probably, and that you guys know where I'm going with this. You guys know where I'm going with this. But let's just go through it. So they started designing what Sonic might want to look like in the real world, and they just kind of cycled through a few designs, and like I don't know, there's like this weird design where like his spikes are not really spiky actually. They're like weird, wet, long hair. It's like they're really greasy or something. And then they made this design right here. It looks pretty decently cute, I guess, but it's definitely not great. And they made the finalized design, which we've all come to know through this teaser, where he looks like Rocket Raccoon. Actually, that's being a little too generous, I think, isn't it? He looks disgusting. And then the trailer came out, and people absolutely hated what this thing looked like. I'm sorry. But Sonic did not look very good. Sonic looked pretty bad, in fact, and that is not a good thing, because if Sonic looks bad, then the movie's bad. And, well, that would prove true, because the movie did end up being bad. I'm joking. I think the movie's okay, but so people didn't like the design. People thought Sonic looked like an ugly piece of shit. And some reason, his eyes were really small and very separate, and his mouth was very realistic and very punchable. Not his mouth, his entire body, but you know, let's move on. A little bit before, after the trailer reveal, we got like a story leak too, and it brought up all these weird things, and people didn't like that either. It was like, Sonic is an alien from an alternate universe, and he's raised by parents. He did not end up being raised by parents, but he did have this owl thing named Longclaw, which is the iconic character from the video game Sonic. I don't have a joke, but it's not from the games. So yeah, that. And then, you know, it's like Sonic goes to the real world, and there is this guy, and his name is Tom. It's called the Donut. They didn't bring up the Donut Lord thing. He was just the sheriff who is new to Green Hills, which is like Green Hill, but Montana. And then, yeah, people were very turned off by the plot, like government and everything. People thought this movie was gonna suck. People thought this movie was gonna really suck. And until they ended up actually redesigning him, and it looked pretty good actually, and that didn't change anything about the plot, but you know, they came out, and people thought it was okay. You know, like, yeah, it was received pretty well. What did I think of it? I thought it ended up being pretty decent. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And it was a nice movie to watch before we ended the pandemic, but it's not like it's anything special. It's not anything special. You know, did you know they said they want to make a cinematic universe as Sonic the Hedgehog, which could be very plausible if their first movie was not one of the most boring things you could make out of the talking blue hedgehog. But you know, there was a bit of lore, I guess, to this. There was a few references to the games, and that was kind of nice, but you knew you were really there for Sonic for most of it. I personally never really hated like the Donut Lord guy. You know, I think they play off each other pretty decently. But yeah, it's definitely not what you would expect from a Sonic movie, and a lot of people would not say it is a Sonic movie. But yeah, it was okay. Other than like a severe amount of product placement, I guess I actually wouldn't consider that a bad thing. I don't really get that mad at product placements unless they're like really in your face about it, but there was that Olive Garden guy. He's like this funny looking government dude, and all he likes is Olive Garden, and we'll get back to him later because he's kind of funny. But you know, it's a very basic movie. It's got Sonic the Hedgehog in it. Do you like Sonic the Hedgehog? I love Sonic the Hedgehog. He is my best friend. So personally, I could not love this movie anymore, even though I said I just thought it was okay. But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. This movie did have like quite a few feats as well. Like, it ended up being like the biggest opening to a video game movie ever, which is saying something because we have not had a lot of video game movies that have done well critically or financially. And going back to the critically thing, it does have like a 63 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty bad, but the audience score is like 93. So as you can see, this movie was like very enjoyed by people, and that's cool. That's great. I'm glad that people liked it because, you know, you don't want a bad movie. You would not want a bad movie, and if you did want a bad movie, well, then you're a narcissist, you know? You're a narcissist. With the amount of money it made, it was seen that a sequel might be possible, and we're about to see what I'm doing here? We're about to transition into the second movie. We're about to do that right now. Watch. Here's my like little transition. Like, so then it got revealed that the second Sonic movie was coming out, and that was pretty exciting. You know, it was gonna have Tails, it was gonna have Knuckles. That was pretty exciting. It was coming out in April of 2022, which is a pretty long way away, but you know, that's okay. It was coming out at the same time as Morbius, so you know, it seems like Sonic's gonna once again be totally trashing another movie. Did Birds of Prey actually do bad? I don't know that, because I feel like if you just put Harley Quinn in the movie, it's obviously gonna do good. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Sonic actually totally kicked its ass, and this time I know that Sonic did kick Morbius's ass, because no one watched Morbius, and it did really bad critically and financially, and now Sony just has another really bland Marvel movie, while the MCU is doing so much better. So what ended up happening is that it actually got leaked to me, That's not that big of a deal. It didn't ruin the movie for me. But, you know, I was like, oh my god. Look at this. I can't believe that Sonic the Hedgehog flosses in the movie. I'm actually lying to you. Spoiler alerts, Robotnik.
If you don't know how to floss, you'll be lost without me.
Yeah, I saw all the spoilers. I didn't see all the spoilers. If I saw all the spoilers, then I wouldn't have a movie to watch. But it kept showing up on my feed and on my Instagram feed. And even now, nearly my entire feeds are all made of Sonic, so that's kind of annoying, isn't it? And every time I'd see a spoiler for this movie, it would be like footage from like a gambling website, or like it would have like a gambling website like mark, like a little watermark. And it was really weird to me. I guess I've learned that like apparently there's online gambling sites, and they will sell you movies before they come out if you can get a win. Which is impossible to do when it comes to gambling, so I don't know how you got Sonic 2. Better yet, I heard one of them was like this dude who could not spell for his life. That made me think he was like 5, which brings me to think like, why would this 5-year-old know how to correctly win with gambling? But somehow he got the movie. He got the movie on his hands, and he got to see Sonic 2 before me. I was so mad. I was so upset. It made me want to throw my Sonic merch and my Sonic plushes and my Sonic shirts, all my Sonic stuff. But I loved Sonic too much to do that to him. I'm so sorry, Sonic. I promise I'll never do it again. So I finally went to go watch the movie with a few friends on a Wednesday. I'm joking. I actually went to watch it on a Saturday. But it would have been pretty weird if I watched it on a Wednesday, wouldn't it? Ha ha. Yeah. It was pretty complicated. I had a few friends who just had like some complications with it, and we almost didn't go to see the movie, but it ended up working out in the end. The whole time we were yelling, and every time Sonic showed up on the screen, I would hilariously say his name in reference to this video, which I think is pretty funny.
Sonic.
And you know, I've got thoughts on it. I've definitely got a lot of thoughts on it. I've got some thoughts on it with an F. And you know, of course, since you guys really want to know, my opinion, because my opinion matters more than any critic in the world. How about we get right into the news? That was a drama alert reference. Do you guys watch YouTube? I know that guy. It's pretty controversial. So a basic run through on the plot. So we open up with Robonick, because he was on like the mushroom planet in the first movie, and now he's finally found a way to get off using the little blue quill he still has, and he like sends a little signal like,
"Come on, please pick me up, because that's what I want you to do."
And using supersonic powers, he kills Robonick, and he dies. And then Sonic, Tails, Knuckles play baseball, and they have a happily ever after. Blah, blah, blah. And Shadows in it. I don't know, you've seen the whole movie before. I don't have to explain the whole thing to you, do I? Okay, so overall, what did I think of this movie? I thought it was pretty good. You know, like, it definitely feels a lot more like a Sonic movie. That is the best thing they do. It has a lot of Sonic lore, a lot of Sonic characters. Like, it's just pretty good. I'm excited to see what they do with, like, the third film and whatnot. I wish they could maybe make, like, the pacing a little better. And, you know, there were some scenes I really didn't feel need to be there. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. Yeah. Let's go a little more in depth with that, because, you know, I have to be cool like a reviewer and do cool review things. So, like, in terms of the story, I think it is a really fun movie. You know, I think that they upped like the ante on like stakes and whatnot. It's just a lot funner overall. You're gonna enjoy that. Pacing is ruined by a lot of scenes. I know I just said that, but I would specifically like to bring up the scene, I said it back there, where Maddie and Ritual have to go save Sonic and Tails from Gun, and using Tails as gadgets. Like, why not just have Tails do that? Because no one really wants to see these characters, like, be here. I mean, they're fine, but they're just not, like, what we're here to watch for. And I guess they could be trying to, like, a girl boss thing, but it's like, you don't go to Sonic the Hedgehog for that. That is not, it feels a lot more like a Sonic movie. I'm going to be reiterating a few points here, but I'm trying to make it a little more, you know what I'm going to say, in depth. Yeah, so we have Sonic, not only Sonic, we've got Tails and Knuckles now, Gun's here, the Master Emerald, the Death Egg Robot, the Tornado, Super Sonic, and it just feels a lot more like a Sonic movie in terms of like how that story is done, the writing, things like that. And I think that the characters are developed pretty well. Like, I really like Knuckles in this. Knuckles is very good. I like his voice actor. Like, Knuckles is cool. I think that you will enjoy this movie a lot if you are a Sonic fan. I think you'll enjoy this movie a lot if you have kids. I don't know why you as a parent would be watching my video, like a kid, talking about a movie, but do what you want to do. I mean, it's just me getting watch time. Don't click off, please. I really need it. Don't do that. Don't. No. What are you doing? No. Kind of going more into like that character thing. I think that the characters are very good in this movie. At least like the Sonic characters, you will enjoy them. Like they just feel like kind of like the characters from the games, with a few exceptions. With that surprisingly being Sonic, I think the casting is really good. Ben Schwartz is Sonic. I think he does a really good job. You can tell he really wants to play Sonic. And you know, for what character Sonic is in this movie, I think that Ben Schwartz really does a good job at performing that kind of character. Tails is great. I really wish he didn't die for like half the film, cause you're gonna find that he gets really sidelined. But when Tails is on screen and is doing things, Tails is really cool, and he's played by his video game voice actor, so that's cool. And if you like the games, you'll like seeing Tails' voice actor here. Knuckles is awesome. Knuckles is sick. I think they do Knuckles really well in this, and you know they just give a lot to him. Knuckles is a really enjoyable character. Knuckles is the most developed character to me, and I really enjoyed every time he was on screen, whether he was being really cool or really stupid. And you have Tom. Tom does not do a lot in this movie compared to the first one, and that's kind of for the better, because you just really aren't here for that. I did not hate him in the first movie. I thought he was fine, and he played off Sonic well. But yes, he did not need to be here, so it's nice to see that he's not as in the movie as he was before. I've also heard a lot of people complain about him just because he's a human. I think that Sonic's been around humans a lot in his games, so it never really bothered me, you know? Then there's Maddie and Rachel. I kind of talked about them already. A lot of the points I made back there kind of all I have to say about them, because that's really the only time they show up. But yeah, I do think it kind of needs to be like accentuated. There was one review I saw that was saying like,
just watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Rachel stole the whole show.
And like how? But you know, I guess not everyone's here for Sonic. You know, not everyone's a 15-year-old kid who watches movies about blue furry hedgehogs. You know what I'm saying? So you do you. I guess.
Don't be bothered. You just sit there and be you. Sless?
We also have Robonick. He's good. He's good. Jim Carrey does a passable job. A passable. That made it sound like he barely crossed like the line of good. No, he's good. It's just I don't think he's as good as he was in the first movie. Actually, a lot of people said he was just like Jim Carrey in the first movie. But I don't think that's a bad thing. He looks a lot more like Eggman in this movie. But I don't know. I guess it's more like the script. The script just did him a lot less justice this time. So I just don't think he really like popped as much as he did in the first movie, and that could also be because Knuckles is really good in this movie, so maybe he kind of steals the show. There's also Robotnik's little like partner guy, Stone, Agent Stone. He's surprisingly good. Among all the human characters, I would like to see him return, because he is a little funny, he's a little quirky, and he's a little gay. He seems really gay for Robotnik, and you know what? That is okay. Good for him. If he wants to pursue that, that is great, and I hope you know what? Forget anything they're setting up for the third movie. I hope that's what they expand on for the third movie. I think it is truly something I'd really like to see. I'm kind of joking here, but you know, if they want to do that in the third movie, totally go for it. It could be kind of cool. I don't know. Anyways, who are these guys? Who are these guys? Who are these guys? I don't know. This is a really awkward time to bring them up, but I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know. Maybe it's set up for the third film. I just want to bring that up. Someone tell me who these guys are. I looked it up. They're in like a prequel comic. So they are something. I'm gonna move on now before it gets really quiet. Gun. Gun is cool. They're from the games, I guess. They're the government. They're kind of wacky. I don't know why for the government they just are kind of like,
we're gonna show up to a wedding and we're gonna catfish them real good. We're gonna capture Sonic.
Blah. It's a little goofy off, but don't say goofy off. And the last character I want to talk about was Sonic. I don't know why I put him for last. I think I was being stupid, and in my bullet points, he is the last character I brought up because I forgot him. I forgot the main character of the movie. It's okay. He wasn't that cool anyways. I don't like Sonic in the movie. That's not a good thing. I do still think he's fine, but I don't know. I think he like references a lot. He makes a lot of really shitty references, and it's like I don't care. I'm not laughing at your dumb Dwayne Johnson joke, okay?
Like Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Okay, Sonic, please stop now. Sonic is also the guy who makes a cuss word joke by saying,
Holy sherbert!
There's another joke where Robotnik says, "Holy shiitake."
Time to say goodbye to this piece of shiitake planet!
These two jokes are also very hilarious and original in their own right. There's a big difference, I swear. But yeah, overall, the characters are very well represented. And it's a very good thing because the representation of the Sonic characters is half the reason that this feels a lot like a Sonic movie. So, good job, Paramount. Can't wait to see you fuck it up in the third one. The CGI and effects is also pretty good. It looks pretty good for like Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. I think the CGI is a lot better than it was in the first movie. But I seriously mean it when I say just for them because Robotnik looks terrible sometimes. I guess they just kind of put him in a green screen and things like that. But there's like this part where like he takes something from Tails and it just looks like they like slid a PNG across the screen. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But the fight scenes are also a lot more amped up, and with the better CGI, those fight scenes look a lot cooler. There's a fight between Sonic and Knuckles. That's pretty cool. The Super Sonic fight's pretty cool. Like it's all pretty good and pretty memorable, and it makes me want to see more of those Sonic fights. And do not worry, anybody. There were also multiple references to the games and just general things. I don't know. There were a few references. I talked about that cool little Sonic pose Sonic does and the dance thing. A lot of the references aren't things I can particularly like point out to you, but you will like notice them if you like Sonic, you know. And there's like even like just some general references. I'm pretty sure they reference like Parks and Recs at some point because it's Ben Schwartz and Sonic. That's the joke, guys. That's the joke. They're the same guy. They are the same person. And then at the beginning of the movie, there's some reference to some Tom Cruise movie, I think, when Sonic parties. I don't know. I don't like know a ton of things about super old movies, guys. You know, like you think that they're references that generally everyone will enjoy. That is, if you even get them. But you know, sometimes they reference too much stuff. Like I talked about when Sonic just makes a bunch of like quips. There's like that Winter Soldier joke he makes in every single trailer. Lots of product placement too. Don't worry, it's still there. It's pretty persistent. It's not as noticeable to me. Like I had to have like someone point out that there was a ton of product placements because a lot of them were just things I didn't recognize. I have, like I said, that Olive Garden dude's a part gun. He's still there, and they're so dedicated to like making that joke. I almost find it pretty funny. I remember laughing at it. And this is a quick thing. I saved it for last because I don't really care about that much. But the last thing's like the soundtrack in the movie. You know, it's just kind of like, you know, orchestra music. And the only reason I bring it up is I know a lot of people are upset that it doesn't really sound like Sonic music. And that's a good point. It isn't very much like Sonic. And if they could do that in the third film, that would be cool, I guess. It is kind of worse than the last film too. I remember. That doesn't say a lot. They play Uptown Funk during the dance scene, and that's pretty stupid. Yes, so that's about all my thoughts on this movie. They have confirmed that there's gonna be a third one. And the post-credit shows that Shadow's gonna be in it, so that's exciting. I wonder if he's gonna go fast. It would never make Shadow go fast. Oh my god! It's probably gonna come out in like 2024. Is it gonna be good? No fucking way, dude. What are the odds that a video game movie succeeds 3 times in a row? I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Not for a second. Except that I'm definitely gonna buy tickets for the movie. Am I right, guys? And touching on the last thing I said I want to touch on is that they're actually making a full series for Knuckles. Considering that I really like Knuckles in this movie, I'm pretty excited, guys. I hope that they show us just how much of a cool person Knuckles is. They don't even need to. Knuckles is already such a cool person. All they could do is tell us how much cooler of a person Knuckles is. Okay, realistically, if you're gonna make a Knuckles show, I would probably want you to touch more on Knuckles' backstory, because they give you like a little small glimpse of it. But I think it'd be really cool if we could see more of that. See more of like how Knuckles grew up. And maybe touch on like the owl thingamajig more. You have like Longclaw, who I kind of forgot about, and everyone did too. But it's clear in this movie that they still care about that. So if you want us to care about that, why don't you touch on it in the movie? God damn it, I'm the fucking serious. I'm such an idiot. But I'm very excited to go see that on Paramount Plus. Yeah, I'm really excited for the 2 people who bought Paramount Plus. That's really exciting. The second movie is going to be on Paramount Plus 2 after it's at theaters, so really hope that you liked this movie enough to get Paramount Plus. You could also just get it on like YouTube Movies. So yeah, very good movie, very enjoyable. If you want to watch it, I think you should. I think you'll enjoy it, and especially if you're a Sonic fan, I think you'll enjoy it. If you absolutely hate movies and you absolutely hate your life and you have no self-respect for yourself, then you might not like this movie, I guess. So all I had to say, that's my thoughts on the movie. I hope you guys liked it. Please, I hope you guys liked it because I've been gone for so long. I need validation on the internet. Now, I don't usually ask this question, but things have just been so rough lately, you know. For this one video, I kindly ask that you subscribe to the channel and like, please. Just to help a small YouTuber out, you know. And, yeah, maybe this video will crack over 20 views. Bye.
Good question, Kobe. I don't know, but, you know, on an unrelated note, did you ever find your dad?